жертв Голодомору 1933-33. Ми зібрались тут сьогодні біля пам'ятника Голодомору, щоб помолитися разом з нашими братами та сестрами на Україні, в інших країнах світу, та згадати, що на початку 30-х років в самому центрі регіону відомого Житниця Європи понад 710 мільйонів осіб, третини з яких діти, були барбарсько доведені до голодної смерті. Це була найбільша і найжорстокіша сталінська чистка, яку замовчували та заперечували протягом десятиліть. Сьогодні, у 80-х роках Голодомору, пригадуємо собі, що кожен один з нас несе відповідальність перед Богом та світом, щоб проповідувати чи страшні злочини, які приніс наш український народ, а не дозволити, щоб жодний народ в майбутньому не переживав таку трагедію. Ми вдячні Рochdaleській міській раді, що одна з перших міст Великої Британії визнала Голодомор проти українського народу, та також надала нам привілей поставити пам'ятник Голодомору в такому престижному місті, як Меморіяльному Городі, в центрі міста. Цей пам'ятник на все стоятиме на вічну пам'ять жертв Голодомору. Вічна їм пам'ять. Reverend clergy, honored survivors, Mayor and Mayoress, members of Parliament, councillors, distinguished guests. This year marks the 82nd anniversary of Commemoration of Golden Famine, Genocide in Ukraine, 1932-33. We have come here today to join together in thought and prayers with our brothers and sisters in Ukraine and in many countries around the world to honour the memory of 7 to 10 million innocent men, women and children who were barbarically and systematically starved to death by the enforced terrible man-made famine that was inflicted by Joseph Stalin in 1932-33 to the poor people of Ukraine. This is known as Holodomor, meaning death by hunger. In the early 1930s, in the very heart of the region known as the breadbasket of Europe, the harvest had been plentiful, but the Ukrainian people were forbidden from keeping any of it, and millions of Ukrainians starved by Soviet authorities sold the grain or exported it abroad. At the height of Holodomor, 70 people died a minute, 1,041 died each hour, 25,000 died each day. This was the largest and most brutal selling purges, covered up and denied for decades. This was a deliberate Soviet policy to crush the nationally conscious Ukrainian peasantry and to force them to adopt Soviet ideals. In remembering the victims of Holodomor, we all share a responsibility to ensure that such atrocities never happen again. The recognition by Rochdale Metropolitan Borough Council in 2008 of Holodomor as genocide expressed the fundamental values the British people hold dear: freedom, democracy, human rights and the rule of law. By allowing this memorial to be placed here in the Memorial Garden, Rochdale is committed to honouring the Holodomor victims and to promoting international recognition. The memorial will stand here for posterity, honouring the truth, and may be viewed by all as a lasting reminder to the people who were the tragic victims of this famine in Ukraine, the memories that after 82 years are still today painful to recall. May they rest in peace. Ukraine remembers, the world acknowledges. I would now invite the Mayor and Mayoress, Councillor Serinda Bian, to lay the wreath, followed by Member of Parliament and the Rochdale Ukrainian community. silence. Now I invite the clergy to lead the memorial service.
Благословен Бог назавжди нині повсякчас і на віки вічні. Святий Боже, святий крепкий, святий безсмертний, помилуй нас. Святий Боже, святий крепкий, святий безсмертний, помилуй нас. Святий Боже, святий крепкий, святий безсмертний, помилуй нас. За всі ті душі і сотворити їм вічною пам'ять. Вічна
Reverend clergy, Svetishnici Uchi, honored Holodomor survivors, Шановні свідки Голодомору, Your Worship the Mayor, Councillor Serinda Biant, and Mayoress Councillor Cecile Biant, Honorary MP, Dostojný člen parlamentu Simon Dančuk, Councillors, radniki Mіської ради, honored and distinguished guests, достойні гості, ladies and gentlemen, шановна українська громада. В цей всесвітлий день Голодомору геноциду України 1932-33 роках вшануємо 7 до 10 мільйонових жертв із запаленням свічки та однохвилинною мовчанкою. Please stand for the lighting of a candle and a minute's silence to honor the memory of the 7 to 10 million Ukrainian innocent victims of Holodomor, the 1932-33 genocide famine in Ukraine. Thank you. Please be seated. shortly we will follow with the presentation. But as our MP Simon Datchuk has to leave, I'd like to ask him to say a few words.
Deputy Lieutenant, Mr Mayor, Madam Mayoress, councillors, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for the invitation to say a few words and indeed attend this important occasion. I think I'm right in saying that since I've been the Member of Parliament since 2010, I've attended every one of these occasions, and it's immensely important to me to be able to be here to commemorate and to remember what happened in Ukraine in those years gone by, the Holodomor as we now know it to be. And it's important, one, because of the relationship we have in our town of Rochdale along with towns in Ukraine, and the fact that we have a diaspora from Ukraine that's still very much present in our town of Rochdale. But it's also important to remember this occasion because it's a human rights issue that we should never forget. And as we often say, it is genocide that has occurred, and we've attempted on a number of occasions, not just me, but other members of Parliament, over a number of years, to get it identified as a genocide, and that's a campaign that we must continue to take forward. So it's important that we remember this day for the sake of the people that obviously died during that time, but also for wider human rights occurrences that happen throughout the world. So thank you for coming along, and thank you for having me being able to say a few words today. Thank you, Anne. Thank you.
Thank you, Simon. We now have an audio-visual presentation, a historical review of Holodomor. What you will now see, I must warn you, of some very distressing images.
I feel very privileged to be speaking to you this afternoon. I want to welcome you all to the Rochdale Borough as a whole, and you have seen through the presentation that Rochdale Borough is totally committed to what happened and what we need to do about this particular event. This event has become a very, very important event in the calendar of the Borough of Rochdale, and we need to keep this ongoing. Mayoress and I have been attending for several years since we first became aware of this event that took place in Ukraine. And I hope commemorations like this one and the presentation that is so powerful generate enough strength in our minds and in our hearts that we remember. And we must make sure that it doesn't happen again, ever. That's the important lesson we must learn from here. We must really get enough strength in our minds and hearts to make sure that we remember the events that took place. It's not the first one. A number of things have happened, and what human beings are capable of doing to each other. We must learn how to stop it. It's very important to continue every year for the future generation that they learn what happened in the time we're talking about. Sorry, it's emotional, but that's how I feel. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for such moving words. Before closing my closing remarks, I would like to sincerely thank the Reverend Father Ree from Bradford and Reverend Father Sampara from Manchester for the memorial service and prayers at the Holodomor Memorial. A very special thank you and very grateful to the Reverend Canon Alan Shackleton for his prayers and support over many years, and also to his loving wife, Grace. Thank you to the Mayor, Councillor Serinda Biant, and the Mayoress, Councillor Cecile Biant. Thank you for your speech and allowing us to commemorate Holodomor inside Rochdale's beautiful Victorian Gothic town hall. This is the first time. A sincere thank you to our MP Simon Danchel, and our gratitude to all the councillors here present for your support. A special thank you to you all who have come from neighbouring towns, even as far as Bradford, to join us today to honour the memory of the victims of Holodomor. And finally, our great appreciation and thanks to Taras Melnik, this man over here, Anna Lazeko, Natalka Helka and Maria Kopczyk. Without these people, it would be difficult to put such a presentation together. Dziękuję wam всім, шановні пані і панове, із сусідніх громад за вашу підтримку та присутність сьогодні. The Ukrainian genocide ranks among the worst cases of man's inhumanity towards man. It was only with the collapse of the USSR in 1991 that archives were opened for the first time for Holodomor researchers. It is therefore no surprise that the present situation in Ukraine is unfinished business, with history repeating itself. Historically, Russia has oppressed the Ukrainian people and tried to wipe out everything Ukrainian. Stalin's plan essentially was to eradicate Ukrainians in 1932-33 and repopulate Ukraine with Russians, thus turning Ukraine into a Russian state. Conversely, is Putin doing this to Ukraine today? The people of Ukraine are now fighting back against the generations of oppression and atrocities. They are fighting back for basic human rights and for true freedom and democracy from the tyranny of Russia. Russia has a long-standing history of producing despotic dictators and terrorizing its neighbors. Today's invasion just signifies another notch in a long line of abuses. This action today is history repeating itself. To date, over 8,000 lives have already been lost in eastern Ukraine, with many injured and families torn apart. Today, Moscow's aggression yet again intends to cripple the entire people of Ukraine. As citizens, we must never allow this to happen again. Future generations need to be mindful of what the alternative to democracy are. We hope and pray that soon love and peace will overcome evil and that Ukraine will soon be one free, independent and democratic country. Боже, бережи Україну. Oh God, take care of Ukraine. Glory to God, glory to Ukraine, glory to its heroes. Slava Ukraini. Please stand for the final.